Hello. So I procrastinated on making this video because I needed a little time to process everything and feel a little better. As a lot of you know, there was an attack on Odessa on September 18th that took the lives of 11 people. And as a lot of you guessed, it was really close to my house. It was actually across the street from my house. Luckily, my apartment is just on the other side of the building from the direction of the attack, and my windows are okay. My apartment is okay. But my neighbors had their windows smashed, and there's a lot of broken glass just all over the block, and like in the direction of several blocks around. It's just you walk on broken glass. But it was really scary. My windows flew open, and even some of the windows were locked. But as you could see from my last video, I have really old wooden windows, and just their little locking mechanisms broke and they flew open. But the glass was thankfully okay, so I don't have to fix that. As you can imagine, every single person that I know in my life probably texted me or called me asking if I was okay. And I just, it was really tiring to reply all day to the same messages and saying the same things. And every single person that I talked to, they said, "Oh, your voice sounds so stressed and so scared and so, shaking." And again, here is where I say that my body reaction and my my brain reaction, they are different to stress, because when they were saying that to me, I was like, but I don't feel stressed, I don't feel shaken, I am the opposite. I am really glad that I'm alive. You get this rush of gratitude that you were among the lucky ones that survived, unlike those 11 people who just died on that day. But yes, I was fine. And my first reaction after the attack was to go to the site and see if I can help. Maybe you need help, getting through the rubble, or just bringing water to the first responders or stuff like that. But it was pretty obvious that people gathering around that place were just in the way of the rescue operation. So I took a cup of coffee and went to the volunteer office, basically. Because just so that I am not alone on that day, and that I'm among friends. And also, honestly, I said this many times, volunteering really helps mentally, because you just understand that you're not inactive, you are doing your small tiny little part to help with this whole horror. So yes, as you remember from my last video, we still had no electricity by that point, so I was working in the dark under the light of the flashlight strapped to my head. Unfortunately, the panic attack got to me like several hours after I got to the volunteers. I did not feel any sort of particular mental distress for a very long time, but it caught up to me several hours later, and several days after that I also had panic attacks and was really, really not feeling well. And again, I understand that this is what Russia wants. The attack on civilian infrastructure, on residential buildings, they're all aimed to force us to feel stressed, to feel anxious, to get tired, and to agree to whatever conditions they want us to agree to. So I know that I can't afford to get stressed, tired, burnt out, and it only makes me take even better care of my mental health, of my physical health, of my well-being, because I know that I need the resource, physical and mental resource, to continue doing what I'm doing. But it's annoying that even knowing that, sometimes I still can't avoid getting caught into their war of terror. Recently, there was a day before they used this new intercontinental missile, whatever. We had a misinformation campaign where people were saying, like, at 2 p.m. that day, there will be a really scary attack, and even some of the embassies closed down in Kiev, and it was like adding to the general anxiety of it all. And even after we had the announcements of people, this is fake news. Nobody in Ukraine, no Ukrainian government ever issued such a warning. This warning that you're getting and spreading all over social media, it's fake. And even after I knew that, I still felt the anxiety. It's like, was really annoying. Like, with, you know that these news are not true, but you're still scared and anxious and all of that. But basically, yeah, this is kind of a little update. I know that I should have updated you earlier. I'm just... I needed a little time. I just couldn't bring myself to sit down and record all that. Honestly, right now, at this point, I already feel like my brain blocked a lot of those memories from that day. And because this is the only coping mechanism that my brain can come up with at this current particular moment in time. But as my therapist says, a bad coping mechanism is better than no coping mechanism. So we take the win where we can. Thank you again for remembering me, for like checking up on me. It really means a lot. It just really shows me that people out there outside of Ukraine also are not tired, are not exhausted, are not forgetting about Ukraine. So it means that we all keep fighting together, and it really helps. Thank you very much. I hope to see you again soon.